can't put it up for them right now. But you can go ahead and use your cool PDF app that you're supposed to be using on Google Classroom to send them pictures, and they have their own PDF right away. Anyway, that's way too cool and convenient. On our calendar, we have today as finishing section 9.6, which I'm just going to say going over homework questions to 9.6. Hopefully you guys attempted, because I think the majority of our people that do their homework aren't here today. But shout out to them. But there's some of you that do your homework too, and I appreciate that. You're just not as vocal about it. But section 9.6, we're going to go over the homework questions. If we can get any, you can ask the people who are gone, whoever's texting them, be like, hey, do you have any homework questions you know you want her to go over? That might be helpful. But also, if you guys notice, so it just went off. I'm trying to get it to show up what's missing. There we go. We're also going to start our Chapter 9 test review. Let's peek at next week really fast. So I was saying, I think pretty much nonstop, that Tuesday was going to be the Forever Endeavor quiz. But do you guys notice when the Forever Endeavor quiz there you go. When the Forever Endeavor quiz actually is? Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be our first testing day, where you're going to have the Forever Endeavor quiz, just, I don't know, after a 3-day weekend. I'm trying to give you grace since we're doing the testing in 2 parts anyway. CalcAB, that's a Forever quiz right away. But let's have yours on Wednesday. That's going to be part 1 of the testing experience on Wednesday. Part 2 is going to be part 1 of the test, which is not a big old list of series go. It's going to be multiple choice. It's going to be maybe like a, hey, find the sum of, maybe estimate to within a certain, you see what I mean? There are other questions besides just the big old long list of series. Hey, other questions. Couldn't that be like the worksheet? Kind of, sort of, maybe? Okay. And I can give some other on Tuesday as well. So wait a minute. Hold on. On Thursday is the big old list of series. It's when your homework spiral is due. It's when your review is due. Wait a minute. Which one's the review? The big old long list of series or the other one? Which one says review?
The big old long.
Okay. So that's not due until the test that's on that part. Does that make sense? The big old long list of series isn't due until next Thursday when we're taking the test that's on that part. So we're going to go ahead and make Tuesday, did I already put that? No. Due the Chapter 9 OT worksheet. You guys know what I'm talking about? The 2-sided one? There we go. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put that in Google Classroom so that they can see. So for Riley, the 2-sided one, and anyone else who's asking is due on Tuesday after the 3-day weekend. We'll go over questions on that, etc. The rest of class, I don't think we'll be needing to finish any other homework questions. Maybe a few if people who were gone today have a couple extra. I realize that not all of you have fully attempted it, so we're going to go over any questions that you have found, but then I'm just going to let you guys work on the worksheet, and then Tuesday we'll go over questions on the worksheet and the homework, and then I'm hoping, like for at least half of class, you'll be able just to be playing with that review with all the series. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. So anyway, long story short, if you want, I think now the calendar is up to date. I can show the nice pretty version if you guys want to take a picture and text your people. Here's the class calendar real fast. I'll zoom in so they can see what the deadlines are. Oh, I'm not sure it's going to help super. Does it show more words as I zoom out? Ooh, it does. Oh, that's a little intense. Can they see it? Okay, if they want, that'll show them the Forever Endeavor quiz. That'll show them part 1, which is like the worksheet. Part 2, that's like the test review. And then we're doing lots of questions on Tuesday. So if that helps, you can take a picture and send it to them. Arian, go ahead.
So question, so you said the quiz, the Forever quiz, is just for the 10 tests? Or like whatever?
The Forever quiz is anything this chapter, Chapter 9 OT, which could be technically convergence, divergence of sequences, series, and extra things like absolute conditional convergence and the estimation theorem.
Okay, so 2 questions. So no Forevers then? Like from.
Oh, sorry, no Forevers. I just called it Forever Endeavor. Yeah,
and
no Forevers.
The special converging sequences from last chapter, is that included or no? I'm sorry.
That's a great question. Ask me again on Tuesday.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I don't know. Sorry. I looked at it really quickly. I didn't look at it quickly enough. I mean, I think it would be important to test just in case it goes up. Let's go ahead and say yes, but it might be an actual no for the actual endeavor. Yeah. But that's actually a good point that I should probably on the calendar. Can I edit this? Am I signed in enough? More details? Let me make it not a Forever Endeavor quiz. Let me just make it an Endeavor quiz because that is much more accurate. Here we go. Chapter 9, OT Endeavor Quiz. There we go. That sounds better. All right, cool kids. With that, let's go ahead and do what we can, and the majority of class can be a work day, which some of you could really use. Sound good? Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll grade the evens really quickly. We are on the video. Those of you guys tuning in, or if you want to text them and be like, hey, we went over the evens, so by Tuesday you guys should have been able to attempt and grade the odds and the evens and see what questions we have remaining. Really quickly, which I know I'm just not even paying attention to who's grading or not, and technically I know the deadline was not until Tuesday, so some of you just take it to heart. You need to catch up, okay? Number 6 ends up being C. Number 8 ends up being B. Number 10 ends up being E. Going down to number 52. Remember, there's a special name, the divergent harmonic series, but you could also use P series P equals 1, which is not greater than 1. But they just said, like, hey, the harmonic always diverges, which it always does, 1 over n. I guess to them that's enough. Either way, we have a divergent geoseries because R is, wait a minute, 2 pi over 3, isn't that less than 1? 2/3 is, but throw a pi in there. Isn't that 6.28ish divided by 3, which is more than 1? Number 56, you end up with a divergent by limit comparison. 1 over n, the P series B is equal to 1, which is not greater than or equal to 1. What homework is this? Oh, is this homework 9-6? No, that's the last section, right? Doesn't sound like we've done very many ratio or root tests. Oh, yeah, we did. They're doing limit comparison. Huh, interesting. Limit comparison test with number 58 also. Doesn't mean you have to do, remember, just because they do one test doesn't mean you can't be doing another one, but that's interesting that we haven't even seen ratio or root. Interesting. Diverges by the nth term test because the limit goes to infinity, which is always a good one to start with, but just remember, if the limit goes to 0, you guys have been checking out your quiz corrections, haven't you? Ooh, that due date is not on the calendar. You know, we have a all of those were limit comparison. Number 6, no, number 6 was matching. Okay, hold on, 8 and 10. Number 52. Oh, hey, you know where I got the evens from? The section that said determine convergence or divergence using any test from this chapter. Never mind. It makes this a whole lot more sense. This is section 9.7. All the ratio root I made odd, and I made from the earlier part of homework. Does that make sense? Sorry. The end of homework was using any test, so it was a kind of precursor to what we're about to be doing. Okay, cool kids. With that, does anyone have any places they got stuck in homework they want to ask about? Okay, thank you for your honesty because I want to make this class period useful for you. Let's go back to the calendar really quickly. What was the thing I just mentioned that we need to do also before the test? Quiz corrections. Since the worksheet is due on, because I want us to go over questions on the worksheet, can I make the test corrections due on Wednesday with 0 periods / the forever endeavor, the endeavor quiz? Yeah. Well, I'm assuming you want points back. Yeah, let's do it Wednesday so we spread it out. So let's do, what was it, 9.1 to 9.3 OT, right? No, I think it was just 9.3. I don't think we went to 9.4. Yeah. And 9.1 was just sequences, so 9.2 and 9.3 were the 4 tests. Okay, if you guys want to take another picture and send to your peeps, I think I can zoom in just a little bit better. We have the endeavor, we have the quiz corrections, and then there you go. That's a better picture if you want it. All right, cool kids. So I would advise you right now to work on maybe the quiz corrections first. The things that you missed, you can go grab correction papers from me, and you can hash it out in your groups with other people whose quizzes are graded. Worksheet nearby, because maybe you just need to be available, or maybe your corrections will go fairly quickly. You can be playing with the worksheet. What do you guys notice on the bottom of the worksheets? Wait, the answers to the ones that are there, or the answers to... Yeah, the answers to the page that you're on. But why are they upside down? At least make it a little bit hard. Yeah, a little bit hard as far as referencing them. What's the dilemma with this guy? You have the answers to this guy, right? What's the dilemma with this guy? No answers. I mean, if you look, there's a lot of stuff like, hey, it's a summary of all the different tests and like what the answer should point you to, and then like actual ways of remembering and memorizing and explanations. There's a cool little picture of Moses and the Red Sea for parting sea. All sorts of nifty things, but is not there an answer key. Can you guys really quickly grab out your phones? Oh, she's gone today. I'm sorry. Yeah. Can you guys grab out your phones and see if there's anything called a convergence-divergence series? Convergence and divergence of series calculator. You can call it a calculator. You can call it a, I don't know about an app, even though there probably is one. I wouldn't be surprised. You guys know how there are things that are derivative calculators and integral calculators, right? Is there anything to do with convergence and divergence? What? And there's tons of Khan Academy videos? There's the tests. There's a flow chart. Well, Wolfram was the one I was thinking of. Converge or diverge calculator. Look at that. Someone's... series calculator symbol lab. Or there's Wolfram Alpha Widgets Infinite Series Analyzer. Or there's a series and sum calculator. Or there's... Okay. Do you have resources to see whether or not your analysis was correct? Yes. Now, have I tested every single one? No. I have done a symbol lab one before. And I think I've done the Wolfram Widgets one before also.
Symbol lab pay or is it free?
I think it's free.
Oh, this one, eMath help is kind of hard. It's pretty simple.
eMath help? Where's that one at?
I think it should be on the same page.
Here, let's do this. Oh. Number Empire? Oh, eMath help. I see it. Thanks, Justin.
Go down and so like just
Oh, as far as like the programming is pretty easy.
yeah, and then go down and says like calculate.
The series is hard to find. Does it say does it answer with convergent, or does it just give you an estimate for the series? Do you know? Because that one's geometric. Let's see, what's one that doesn't? What if we were to put in, and you have to use a little caret, squared plus 1. Auto from, oh, not plus factorial, that won't work. Let's try that. Does it give you a value, or does it give you converge, diverge? Although there's a lot of ads on this one. I don't know if you guys want to do this one. Ooh. I'm not so sure you want to use this one. It's giving you a notation for estimating that, yeah. That one only works if you're evaluating a series. This one, let's see if this one's any better. You could do, this one's a lot like WebAssign, 1 over n squared plus 1. Yeah, this one's a nice one, the symbol lab. But what's the analysis give us? Oh, there you go. It says converges. Ooh, you got to upgrade to see their analysis, though. That's a little bit of a bummer, but it will at least give you, oh, and it gives you practice problems. That's fun. Yeah, I know, right? Wolfram, let's see what they give you. 1 over n squared plus 1 from 1 to infinity. Well, that's nice. It pops out in another window. Ooh. Ooh. By the comparison test, by the ratio test, by the, ooh, I like this one. By the comparison, I don't know, Wolfram Alpha might be the way to go. Now there's a widget, so the writing isn't super nice and pretty. Maybe not that. Maybe not that. Oh, wow.
I understand now.
You do. So much better. Let's just go away. But anyway, it does kind of show you what test to use. Root test is inconclusive. The limit will equal 1. Ratio test is inconclusive. That's nasty. Alternate forms. Anyway, I think the widget might be nicer if we got the widget, but I'll play with this if you guys don't mind, because maybe the widget will be prettier. Does it? Does it not? Maybe it doesn't. Who are you? You're hiding, whoever you are. Huh. Anyway, but there are definitely ways between Symbol Lab and Wolfram Alpha to at least know converge or diverge. And then Wolfram Alpha seems to give you at least a hint as far as what test to use. There could be better ones than that, kiddos. I'm just giving you a heads up as far as that one. I have not solved every single one, just a heads up, of that worksheet. I've just said, hey, here are tons. See if you can find your 10. Does that make sense for the review? Okay. With that, cool kids, work on 9.6 homework. Work on the worksheet. Work on your quiz corrections. I'm cool, just letting you guys work. Are we done? Okay. I'm going to try to use the PDF app so I can update Google Classroom so you guys can see everything on there except for your corrections you're going to be turning in by hand, so that won't be on Google Classroom, and then your Endeavor quiz on Wednesday, along with the test dates. That's on the computer. All right. If you guys want, you can definitely move closer to other people. You can work with other groups. You don't have to be by yourself. I mean, you can be, but you don't have to be.